Hi everyone and welcome to another video comparison. This is going to be a shorter video because I didn't have much time with the two cameras, so I'll briefly mention what they're capable of and show you a few examples. As usual, head over to our mirrorlesscomparison.com website for the full breakdown. First, a list of the most important specs. They both have a 35mm format sensor and can record Full HD up to 60 frames per second with a similar bitrate. The EOS RP can record 4K video, albeit with an annoying 1.7 times crop, which will force you to use DSLR APS-C lenses to get wide-angle shots. Because the A7 II can't record 4K, I've concentrated my comparison on 1080p. Concerning the design, one advantage of the Canon is that the rear screen, in addition to being touch sensitive, can be flipped to the side and rotated 180 degrees, whereas the A7 II LCD tilts up and down only. You'll find a microphone input and a headphone output on the two models. The Canon footage has a distinctive advantage when it comes to sharpness. More details are preserved, whereas the Sony appears much softer. It almost looks like it is out of focus if I zoom in, but I can assure you that this is not the case. You can adjust the sharpness output in camera, and if you use the detail parameter or the picture profiles, you can improve the result a little, but the EOS RP remains sharper. I find Canon colors more balanced and natural. The standard vivid or landscape profile on the Sony have more contrast and saturation. You can tweak the Sony colors by using the picture profiles, which can give you more subtle results. With skin tones, the Sony has a more evident yellow tint, which is especially visible with the portrait style. You can tweak colors with the white balance shift option, and in case of the Sony you can also adjust various color settings with the picture profiles. The Canon retains a bit more highlights than the Sony, although the latter improves slightly if you use the picture profiles, which are designed for video recording. The Sony has a distinctive advantage when using the S-Log2 gamma that gives you more dynamic range to work with. A log curve is not available on the EOS RP. The EOS RP has an HDR mode, but you cannot control exposure and white balance manually. The high ISO performance is not too dissimilar, but the A7 II displays more noise. It becomes more visible after 3200 ISO. The EOS RP goes up to 102,400 ISO, but the quality really deteriorates at this point. The Canon is faster and more consistent with continuous autofocus, as you can see here. It has a more advanced phase detection system, whereas the A7 II AF is part of an old generation and not as good as current Sony E-mount cameras. The EOS RP can use face and eye detection when recording video, and once again it is faster and more precise than face detection on the A7 II. Note that when recording 4K, the Canon uses contrast detection only, which slows down the performance considerably. Finally, the A7 II has in-body stabilization. It is the first E-mount camera to integrate such technology and does a decent job with static shots. The EOS RP relies on optical stabilization, and you can add electronic stabilization with compatible lenses. The field of view is cropped a little as a result, but it improves the performance. In fact, I often find it better than the Sony sensor stabilization system. Please read our full comparison on mirrorlesscomparison.com if you want to find out more about these two cameras, and feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions. Bye for now!